Every journey to $1 million begins the same way, with nothing but an idea, a hunger, and a choice. A choice to stop surviving and start building. A choice to trade comfort for growth. A choice to believe that the life you want isn't a fantasy but as a formula. And that formula begins not in the bank, but in the mind. Going from 0 to 1 million is not a single step, it has a sequence of transformations. It's not about luck, inheritance, or shortcuts. It's about understanding how value moves in the world, how to position yourself where opportunity flows, and how to discipline your time, energy, and focus until wealth becomes inevitable. The truth is, money doesn't follow people who want it, it follows people who create it. The $1 million mark isn't built on wishes. It's built on systems that solve problems. Every self-made millionaire has one thing in common: they learned how to multiply value. They looked around and asked, what problem exists that I can solve, and how can I scale that solution? In the early stages, it's never about the million, it's about momentum. Most people get stuck waiting for the perfect idea, the perfect time, the perfect conditions. But success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who start small and stay consistent. The first dollar you earn from your own effort matters more than any paycheck, because it proves something crucial: that value can come from you. That's the first psychological shift, seeing yourself as a creator, not a consumer. When you're broke, every dollar you earn seems like survival. But the moment you start thinking like an investor, even with $10, you begin rewiring your destiny. The difference between someone who stays broke and someone who builds wealth isn't income, it's allocation. One spends money to feel rich, the other invests money to become rich. The early stages are where discipline is forged. You'll learn that money isn't hard to make, it's hard to keep. The world constantly tempts you to exchange future freedom for present pleasure. And most people do. That's why few reach 7 figures. They chase validation instead of value. They upgrade lifestyle instead of systems. To go from 0 to 1 million, you must live differently. You must see money as a tool, not a trophy. Let's be honest, the path isn't glamorous. In the beginning, it's sacrifice. Late nights. Learning skills no one will pay you for yet. Making offers that get ignored. Saving when everyone else spends. Investing when everyone else doubts. But these small, invisible efforts compound quietly. Because wealth doesn't grow in straight lines, it grows in curves. At first, nothing seems to happen. Then, everything happens at once. The first major inflection point usually comes when you learn to detach your income from your hours. That's the real breakthrough, when your effort starts creating value that pays you long after you've stopped working. It could be a business, a digital product, an investment, or intellectual property. Once that flywheel starts spinning, wealth becomes a function of systems, not sweat. Most millionaires are not geniuses, they're masters of repetition. They find something that works and do it relentlessly. The world celebrates diversification, but the truth is, concentration builds wealth, and diversification preserves it. When you're building from zero, focus is your only leverage. Choose one lane. Master it. Build trust, credibility, and results. Once you've earned the right to scale, only then should you diversify. But here is something most people don't understand: your first million is 90% mindset and 10% mechanics. You can have the perfect investment plan, the perfect business model, the perfect strategy. None of it matters if your habits don't align with your goals. You cannot build wealth with a scarcity mindset. You cannot attract abundance while resenting those who have it. The psychology of money is simple: you receive more when you can handle more. The road to 1 million is also filled with illusions. Social media shows the finish line, not the marathon. You'll see people flaunting success but never showing sacrifice. Don't be fooled. Real wealth doesn't need attention, it needs accumulation. Focus on silent progress, not public validation. The goal is not to look rich, it's to be free. Let's talk about practical steps, because philosophy without execution is fantasy. Building from zero starts with skill. Your ability to make money is directly tied to your ability to solve problems. So, the question becomes, what skill can you develop that the market values highly? For some, it's sales. For others, coding, design, content, or marketing. Pick one high-income skill and dedicate 12 to 24 months mastering it. That skill becomes your first income engine. From there, the focus shifts to scaling using that skill to build leverage. Leverage means earning more without working more. You can build leverage through technology, media, or money. A YouTube channel scales attention, a software product scales utility, an investment portfolio scales capital. Every millionaire you admire leveraged one of these three. And while it's tempting to chase passive income early, the truth is that income becomes passive only after it's been active long enough. You can't skip the grind. You must build, refine, automate, and then delegate. That's how systems replace sweat. Once money starts flowing, the next test begins, the test of stewardship. Wealth grows where money is managed. Now, the million-dollar milestone isn't just financial, it's transformational. By the time you reach it, you're no longer the same person who started. You've learned patience, delayed gratification, and emotional control. You've learned that the real currency isn't cash. It's character. And that's what makes the wealth last. Because wealth without wisdom is temporary. It vanishes at the first storm. That's why the real goal of going from 0 to 1 million isn't the number, it's the discipline, the resilience, and the identity you build along the way. Once you've developed those, you can rebuild from anything. And here's the quiet truth, the first million is the hardest. Not because of math, but because of mindset. Once you've proven to yourself that wealth is possible, the next steps become predictable. Systems can be replicated. Investments can compound. But belief, once built, becomes permanent. It's also crucial to understand that building wealth ethically and sustainably matters. There are shortcuts that promise fast money, but they come with long-term costs. Real wealth is clean. It's built through service, innovation, and integrity. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to have money, it's to have peace. And if you're listening to this, starting from 0, maybe drowning in doubt or debt, remember this, everyone who's ever built something great began where you are. They didn't wait for luck. They built leverage through learning, consistency, and vision. You don't need permission. You need direction. You don't need connections. You need conviction. The journey to 1 million is not about speed, it's about momentum. Move forward every day, no matter how small the step. Save something. Learn something. Build something. Because one day, you look back and realize that the $1 million wasn't the destination, it was the proof that you refused to quit. And as always, this is not financial advice. Every journey is unique, and your results depend on your effort, choices, and consistency. But remember, the power to change your financial future isn't out there. It's in your hands, right now.